Hello everyone and welcome along to F1 2014 career mode for round 3 here in Bahrain, and we are here in qualifying 3 and we qualified in 6th place in Q2, which was good enough to get through, so we decided not to bother anymore. And yeah, we are about to go on our first hot lap, actually our second, because the first one didn't go really well, as you can see, even bumping there the bollard on the exit of the last corner. So here we go on the first hot lap, and the first, well, let's say banker lap gets us a 34.584, which isn't a very good lap. So here we go, second lap, first corner, we nail it pretty nicely in my opinion. At least we follow the racing line, and that gives you the best grip in the game in my opinion. So here we go, and this is also a very tricky corner, so we take it in third here, what the game suggests, and you're gonna see over the course of the race that I might try different gears through there, because the third doesn't really feel stable, because you can't be on the power right away fully, which you can be in a lower gear for instance. So purple through the first sector, tiny bit. And this next corner is very tricky. On the last game you could easily lock up. On this game it's not too bad. We go a little bit wide, but we get a nice exit and a nice run onto this little straight here with the DRS open in the high fuel as well. So we go to this last sector, almost the third sector, up the hill here with a corner that you would assume has a lot of traction, but it doesn't. And then full throttle through this corner, and then this downhill corner, very tricky as well. So we go in second gear instead of third, just to get a nice turn in, and then shift up right away, and on the back straight get a good run on here. Then we brake early for the last corner, second gear again instead of third, just to get a nice hook in, especially with these career cars in the early stages. You need that DRS open, and we come over the line with a 33.721, which is a very decent time if you ask me. So back in the garage we do find out that Hamilton stole our provisional pole time, and even topped it with a couple of tenths. So that's pretty good from him, but not good for us, because it means we have to go out on the track once again, and our engineer has bad luck. Well, second place is still not too bad in my opinion. So the engineer complains there's only 5 minutes left, so we go out once again for 2 more hot laps that we have left on the clock, and the first one you're gonna see right now to go over the line. Yeah, that this wasn't a really hot lap in my opinion. So here we go. We had a bad hot lap before that, but we were in lean the whole time. Very unstable on the exit of turn 1, and then once again on the exit of turn 2. So for me, I knew that this wasn't gonna be a strong sector, and I was just going to try and use this lap again as a little practice for the race, and even 5 tenths down on my own, 8 tenths on Hamilton, and also a lot of traffic caveat in the way, and yeah. So last lap that we get, and 5 seconds left on the clock as we go over the line, 3 seconds left. So we go have one more chance. Into the first corner, brake very late, but we do miss the apex here, and the rear tires are kind of under temperature, so that's never good. So exit is kind of hesitant, because I was messing up on the last lap. So this apex we take pretty good, and then we go into the second sector, but as you can see on the clock, 6 tenths down on Hamilton and 3 tenths on our own. So it doesn't seem that we will be getting any nice laps in at the end of the session, sadly. Even though the track is evolved and we have fresh option tires. Nice rally around that corner. We see it once again in slow motion, as you can hear the tires squeal a lot. We do hit the apex pretty nicely, so that's why I wanted to show that. And that's the way sometimes you have to drive in these career cars. So at the end of the lap we go into the pits, and the quali is over. So results: Lewis Hamilton comes home in P1 and I take the second position behind him on the first row. We have Ricciardo in third, Bottas in fourth, Rosberg 5th, then we have Vettel in 6th, Raikkonen in 7th, Kvyat in 8th, and we have Verne in 9th. Felipe Massa finishes the top 10 in 10th. Very surprising and yeah, different end result once again, it seems, in my career mode. So it is race day now, and we get into our car and we get ready for final preparations as our engineer straps us into our car. And yeah, it's time to get our strategy up, and we start in second, so hopefully into turn 1 there will be a opportunity of taking P1 once again. And just building a gap on the first lap really helps with your overall race, because the AI really start pushing after the first lap. So it's always good to get a little head start, but it doesn't always happen. The first 2 races I was lucky, maybe third time is the charm, or in this case the unlucky charm. So we'll find out. Let's go out onto the track. Alright, it's race time, and the drivers are lining up on the grid with Hamilton on pole and me right behind him, and our teammate all the way in 13th. And let's hope we can get Hamilton into the first corner. The lights are coming on already. We have 4 lights, we have 5 lights, and away we go. A lot of wheel spin, not a very good launch, and Ricciardo already passes Hamilton there. He has a great start. Brake early, going to neutral, but in second gear just in time before we do any turn in, so no problem there. And yeah, Ricciardo takes the lead from Hamilton, and we are on his gearbox. We try to get a move into this corner, and we do get it from Hamilton, and we park the bus in the middle. But it lets Ricciardo get away, but at least gets us into P2 on the first lap, which is good. And we just need to chase Ricciardo down now on the first lap, because when the first lap is over, I think he will be gone. He has so much pace on my career, let's say my career mode session. So a lot of drifting again in that corner. The grip is very bad on the first lap. I was already feeling that my setup wasn't very good for the race on the first lap, at least. So it might change halfway through the race, of course, but yeah, tires are starting to heat up on the right side because of so much weight going on, the friction going on to those outside tires to the corner. Now the front left gets a little hot from that corner, and we have Rosberg right on our gearbox with 3 indicator arrows. So we brake early just to make sure we have a good, nice sweeping corner, a final corner, and a good run onto the main straight. We have the same engine in our cars, so that's no problem. And I can tell you my wings are pretty low, so cornering is a little harder, let's say, and especially the rear floating. But on the straights, the AI pretty much doesn't stand a chance against me if I defend even with DRS, and my tires are still good. So on to lap 2, we had a first lap done already, and a gap of about, let's say, 2.5 seconds to only 1.5 seconds to Ricciardo, and 0.3 to Rosberg. So he's going to be on our gearbox for a while, and I can tell you in hindsight this isn't going to change much, because his Mercedes is just that good. And I'm very surprised at Ricciardo getting away, probably holding up Rosberg here as well, and Hamilton for that matter, as you can see. But speaking of Rosberg, I'm very surprised he's behind me, because he started in 7th and Hamilton actually started on pole. So he did some good overtaking on the first couple of laps, and here on lap 6 we still have him on our gearbox. He is still harassing me, and my tires are starting to feel a little sad at the moment, so my corners aren't as fast anymore as they were, let's say 5 laps ago. We do go 4/10 green on our last lap, but that's probably because the last lap sucked even more. So we brake extra early for these kind of corners, and that's also just to park the bus on Rosberg, because people who are behind you are supposed to brake earlier than you. That's just the rule. I mean, you can try and overtake. Very bad exit there, as you can see, basically standing still on the track. But I think Rosberg also had a bad exit, so that's alright for us. And yeah, it is almost time to change our set of tires, because yeah, they are not heating up properly anymore, and also the grip is gone, and that's just a big downside to the situation. While Ricciardo has built a 7.4 second gap on us in 6 laps, so he's more than a second quicker a lap at the moment, which is kind of insane. So we decide to pit early here for fresh tires and hope we can get a undercut on the rest of the field. So a 3.694 pit stop, which is quite rare on this game, so not too bad. Let's see where we come out in 18th place, and we do have a little clean air in front of us, but there is the Marussia of Mr. Moneybags, Chilton, over there as well. So let's see how our outlap goes into high fuel, then medium again, because these tires are still cold, so you don't want to overuse them already on the outlap. We go a bit wide. We pick up some marbles as well, as you can see, but they are off our tires very quickly as well. So our engineer informs us there's 2 seconds to the Marussia, but I'm just taking it easy, warming up my tires a little before I start pushing, because I want to be sure that these tires last me for a good while, since I pitted a lot earlier than I expected to. So skipping along to lap 8, at the end of lap 8 even, and we are right on the gearbox of the Marussia now. So we weren't really gaining as much as we thought, and also our DRS is broken, so we don't benefit from any DRS. Luckily the Marussia's pits on lap 8, which is understandable. And there's already cars coming out of the pits. I saw a Red Bull over there, could have been Vettel, and we hit the back of Ericsson. You see some let's say particles, but nothing breaks, because yeah, we did brake early enough, so I don't know what that was, but we have no damage at all, which is good, because we would have hated to be hit off by a Caterham. We almost get stuck into the gearbox of Ericsson, and if that happens, your car sometimes spins, and it's time to get past this guy, because Vettel is gaining on us. So we take the inside here past Ericsson. Same move I pulled off on Ryan in AOR, which is a very nice way of overtaking in my opinion, and it's kind of the showmanship, shows some car control. And yeah, we go chase Gutierrez now in 8th actually, so he's decided to stay out for a while. I don't know what tires he's on yet, but we'll find out. So funnily, funny enough, our left side of tires are too hot, while the right side were too cold. So yeah, Gutierrez is on old options, so we take the inside on the last corner, because we don't want to be stuck behind him any longer. Still DRS broken, so we have no benefit of that overtaking him either. As you can see, a Ferrari on the right side into turn 1, and then Rosberg is also into turn 1 already. So they all overcutted me like a motherfucker, and I am down into 5th place. And I was in P2 before pitting, I think. So I am not a happy camper at the moment. And I really need to start pushing to stay ahead of Alonso here even. So that's not good. You don't want stuff like that happening to you at all. But yeah, no, nothing to be done about that in hindsight. We have to get away from Alonso here. So let's try and get a good few sectors down. But we get hit by Alonso. And you can hear some noise, and then Hamilton passes us, and even Hulkenberg is on our gearbox. So Alonso took us out there, and I was really surprised that stuff like that happens during career mode. But also in hindsight, it's realistic, so it's good that they add those things. And I can tell you already that he actually got a time penalty, and I think it's for that. So the AI even gives penalties to the AI, and I never seen that happen on the last game either. So quite a pleasant surprise so far career mode has been for me. I've seen cars breaking down, I've seen I've seen stupid traction from AIs, but that's normal. We just take Raikkonen, who comes out of the pit, so back into 4th place, and we start a train, Raikkonen and Hulkenberg train, and which is nice. It would have been very sad if I even lost position to Raikkonen, because he started way down in the top 10. So we stay ahead of him, 4th place. It could have been 3rd if Alonso hadn't hit us off. Thanks, Schmalons though. And Hamilton, took my place instead of Alonso there, and instead of me. Someone hit off the bollard, so we have to stay on the outside line of that corner the whole time, which is kind of annoying because there's no more opportunities of overtaking now. Since if you take the exit on the inside, you're probably gonna hit the bollard and stupid stuff happens. So on to the final sector of lap 11 now. And let's see. So now we're skipping ahead all the way to lap 18. This is probably my pitting lap, and we have Raikkonen still on our gearbox, and he's even going side by side with us here. But his Ferrari engine sucks, so we still take the corner, and we have the inside line, so we were gonna push him out. He takes the inside with a beautiful move, a cutback on me, but I somehow hesitates on this corner, which I don't understand. But there was a great move from him, and I like that the AI takes cutbacks on you and stuff like that. It's a shame that he didn't maintain the position on me, because it was a justified overtake, but he somehow was hesitant into that right sider, so we took him again on the outside. We did bump into him a little, but yeah, there's nothing you can do about that really. So at the end of lap 18, our tires are cooked, and he's running on full revs with Alonso behind him. So we go into the pits, and final set of tires is coming on right now, and we decide to go for the option tire for 11 laps, which is kind of a risk, but on the other hand, these primes really sucked, and I didn't want to be on them for another minute. So let's see where we come out in 9th place here, with Alonso behind us in 10th, and we managed to keep him behind us. We go a little bit wide on the entry of turn 1, and we are careful on the exit of turn 2 there, because we just came out of the pits and these tires are still stone cold, so we don't want to spin out, especially with Alonso behind us. Even though he has a time penalty, we want to finish ahead of him. And we are on the options, so no, we don't want to drive behind people now. Vern is 1.8 ahead of us, with Alonso 0.9 behind us, so he is in our DRS. I'm not going to pick up any from Vern here, unless I dive bomb into the first. No, the DRS detection zone is already passed. Stuck on the curb here, so we somehow get off it, but we do lose speed, and we have Alonso next to us on the inside, but he brakes earlier, and we take the outside entry, which is the better line actually. You don't want to take too much of the apex because you're going to be running wide, like on this corner. You do want to get the apex because you're going to run wide. Back straight now, and yeah, lap 19, 10 laps to go after this, and let's see where we come out. Vern ahead of us, no DRS from him, and I'm going to show you right now how AI go into the pit. So nice line there, Vern. That's not the way you should enter a pit. The white line starts way earlier, but I can enter pits like that as well, but yeah. We skipped to lap 28 now, so it's at the end of the race, the final 2 laps, and we have Alonso still a half a second behind us, so we weren't able to make any gap to him. Yeah, weren't able to make any gap to him. And our tires are now dying, because we sort of knew that ahead of time, because these only last for about 10. And then you want to be off them, and rears are starting to go cold as well. Not as much heat in them. Well, they lose their heat very easily, let's say. And we are half a second down on our last lap, and that's not half a second on our best. That's half a second on the last lap, which was probably somewhere in the 37s. And we are very careful with the low traction zones, going into lean the whole time. Still running wide, still sliding. A lot of over revs here. Alonso still on our gearbox, and actually his teammate Raikkonen is behind him still. So it's a nice inter-team battle between those two. But Alonso has the time penalty, so he will be dropping back in the in the ranking, in the order at the end of the race, regardless. But we still want to keep him behind us, no matter what. Because as you can see, Raikkonen is quite close to him. So the penultimate time we go through this last corner, and yeah, we break from the slipstream of Alonso, and that's one thing I need to point out, is that I do feel that the AI should go into slipstream more, but they don't. They just stay on the racing line the whole time. And they could benefit from it a lot, but instead they do have huge traction, so I guess it's a sort of a give and take situation. So this corner is so tricky when your tires are dead, and as you can see, I am just crawling through these corners at the moment, flipping down more gears, and just not fully on the power at all, braking much earlier just to get the same amount of turn in. And yeah, those indication arrows are starting to get on my nerves at this point, even though it's the last lap. And we go very wide here. I don't know what happened there. Got stuck on the curb, and Alonso overtakes us. Even Raikkonen gets past us. And we hope just to steal that position back from him, because he doesn't have any time penalties. Ricciardo takes the win already, Jesus. And we still have Raikkonen behind us, which is good. And we flipped through the brake settings. I don't know why I was messing up at this point. I was really done with this race, let's just say. And yeah, we stay in high fuel. We select tires. I don't know what's going on here. So final corner. I'm just busy with everything but racing, and we are too early on the power here. And Raikkonen gets us into the final corner as well. So that's very bad. And yeah, I don't know why my team keeps expecting me to finish first. But yeah, it's 5th place for us this time. And we have Button actually finishing 6th behind us, which is pretty good from him. But yeah, Raikkonen wins against us. That's not good, and we drop down to third in the championship. So hopefully China will bring us a podium again, because this has been a very bad race going down the hill from, let's say the first pit stop. But hopefully better luck next time. Everyone I like to thank for watching, of course, and hopefully till next time.